삼겹살 좋아한다고 했으니까 삼겹살 좋아하는 사람들이 보통 한국에서 사는 지 오래되지 않았어요.
That's my favorite because when I came to Korea, that's the first meal that I had with all the international students together. That's my comfort food now.
I think it's definitely 감자탕 because like when I first came to Korea, we were drinking a lot and the day after with the hangover, we're getting 감자탕. So every morning, or like not morning, but like 1 p.m. when we would wake up, we'd get 감자탕 and then it stayed kind of a comfort food since I've been here.
세 번째 질문입니다. 부산에서 가장 좋아하는 장소가 있다면
My favorite place in Busan would be Seomyeon because I think I have a lot of memories in Seomyeon. Like most of the times that when my friends would celebrate something, they would invite us over to Seomyeon.
For me, I think it's Centum City. I know it maybe sounds awkward, but that's where my university is. Also, the Busan Film Festival happens in that area, so the vibe there is really nice every October.
For me, I think it would be my dormitory because
그 기숙사 살고 있는 거 그거 진짜 티나요.
all my friends, we all live in the dormitory, so we enjoy a lot in the dormitory. We also celebrate a lot of birthdays everywhere in Gwangali, Hyundai, Seomyeon, so I think they all stand the same ground for me. But my dormitory, it's a comfort place, so I think it's that.
Yeah, for me, my favorite place is Busan대 학교 근처에 because all my friends are there. I've been living there for a long time now.
1라운드가 종료되었습니다. 첫 번째 밤에는 마피아 활동이 없습니다. 1차 마피아 지목 시간입니다. 셋을 세면 가장 마피아 같은 사람을 지목해주세요. 하나, 둘, 셋.
기숙사만 좋아하는 거라서 그거는 약간 너무 학생 같대요. 그래서 뭔가 아마추어? 그런 같대요.
보통 한국에 온 사람들이 열정적이고 하이킹처럼 이런 느낌이 있어서
그냥 골랐어요. 그냥. 저는 처음에 왔을 때 오케이, 이 사람은 뽑아야겠다. 그래서 그냥 그걸 했어요.
네, 그냥 마피아 같았어요.
마피아로 지목된 하이퀸 플레이어는 30초 변론을 준비해주세요.
I love my dormitory. It's because I was doing my language course and most of the time we spent is inside campus. And because the scholarship pays us a lot of money, but if I go out every day, I don't have a lot of money left with me. So I try to just stay at home and enjoy my time at home. 네. 저 진짜 솔직히 말하면 저는 집에 있는 거 너무 좋아해서 밖에 많이 안 나갑니다. 그리고 저 장학금 받고 있으니까 좀 돈이 좀 부족해요. 뭐 드라마 보는 것도 너무 좋아서 집에 있는 거 너무 좋아해요. 그래서 그냥 솔직히 말했는데 좀
Your best choice. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
Coming up next is Busan Worldwide with Stephanie Yoon. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
Good morning, and welcome to Busan Worldwide. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. 네, 교육은 세상을 바꾸기 위해 사용할 수 있는 가장 강력한 무기다. Now, Nelson Mandela spoke those words on July 16th of 2003 in Johannesburg in South Africa. In a society where life opportunities were legally divided by skin color, education was not simply a personal choice. It was a means of survival. Not through force or violence, but through the power to challenge poverty, ignorance, and also systematic discrimination. Well, education continues to play that role today. It sharpens how we understand the world, expands the choices available to us, and also helps us shape lives we decide for ourselves. 교육은 우리에게 스스로 선택한 삶을 살아갈 수 있는 힘을 주는데요. And at the national level, education lays the groundwork for a more resilient and also inclusive future. So this morning we asked, what kind of learning is shaping your life right now? Well, this is Busan Worldwide, and I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon.
This is Busan Worldwide, your window into Busan, your bridge to the world.
Welcome, welcome. You are listening live on this Thursday morning. It is February 5th, and you are tuned into BEFM Busan 영어 방송, 90.5 FM in Busan and 103.3 FM in Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. Now, beginning tomorrow, February 6th, the Busan Metropolitan Government will officially operate what's called a free walking and gait analysis experience zone at Busan Children's Grand Park. 네, 부산시가 내일부터 부산어린이대공원의 걸음분석 무료체험 존을 정식 운영하는데요. Visitors will be able to receive a brief analysis of their walking patterns and balance, along with personalized healthcare information at no cost. This initiative is notable because it brings health closer to everyday life. Rather than treating well-being as something distant or abstract, it allows people to experience it directly in familiar public spaces. In much the same way, learning, like health, becomes meaningful when individuals can realize and recognize its value and choose to engage with it on their own terms. Now, on today, for the interview segment, we will be joined by the director of the Creative Education Division at the Busan Metropolitan Government. As AI advances and global conditions continue to evolve, education is no longer an issue limited to maybe schools or specific age groups. It has become a form of social infrastructure that supports citizens across their entire lives. So we're going to discuss Busan's education direction for 2026. So this year, learning pathways that extend from childhood through midlife and the points where education, English, library, and urban culture come together. So stay tuned for that. But before we jump into that, let's talk about today's question for you listeners. What is something you've learned that has genuinely helped you in everyday life? Again, what is something you've learned that has really just helped you in an everyday life? It can be something simple. It can be academic knowledge or an approach to relationships or a perspective that changed how you see the world. 네, 오늘의 문자 주제입니다. 이거 알면 살아가는데 정말 도움된다. 이렇게 느꼈던 배움이 있으신가요? 공부일 수도 있고요. 관계를 대하는 태도일 수도 있죠. 혹은 세상을 바라보는 관점일 수도 있겠습니다. So I'm going to ask Chang PD, what about you? What is something you learned that genuinely helped you in everyday life?
요리.
Cooking, for example.
뭐든지.
Any cooking.
한식.
Like snacks, ramen, rice, very important.
Rice.
Yes, yes.
갈비찜.
갈비찜. You can make 갈비찜?
Yes.
Wow, that is actually impressive. Wow, I don't know many people who can make 갈비찜, so that's very impressive. But yes, if you can make one good cooking like menu recipe like 갈비찜, you can impress anyone, like your parents-in-law or anyone, right? So yes, that's great to know. Personally, I learned through many mistakes that when I am angry, I should not speak. So maybe for like an hour, even if I have the desire to text them something I want to say, I just wait for just 1 hour, have coffee or food if I need, and especially if I'm hungry, I try not to say anything for about an hour. We have 제리님 messaging in. 수영이요. 운동이기도 하지만 위급할 때 내 생명을 지킬 수 있는 기술이잖아요. 게다가 물에서 호흡하는 법을 배우고 나면 마음도 같이 차분해진답니다. Swimming. Yes, it could definitely save you one day, and that's so important. I wish I can swim. I think I can kind of swim in like a survival way. I can do the 개구리 수영, but that's about it. But at least if I am drowning, I can swim my way out. But yes, very, very important. We have Benny님 and 사랑대요님 messaging in saying happy Thursday. Thank you so much for messaging in. We also have 6167번님 피아노요. 잘 치지 않아도 괜찮습니다. 손으로 소리를 만들어내는 이 경험 자체가 스트레스 푸는데 정말 도움이 되고요. 혼자서도 위로가 됩니다. I absolutely agree. If you can just play one instrument and you can play a song you like, I think that really comforts you, encourages you, and you can have some alone time with music. Thank you so much for sharing with us, 6167번님. Well, just like that, do let us know, listeners. You can send us your messages to pound 9050 for 101 or for free through Kakao Talk or YouTube live chat. With that, let's jump into today's The Interview. And now it's time for The Interview. As AI technology advances and the global landscape continues to change, education has become essential infrastructure. From children to middle-aged adults, one place in Busan is rethinking what people need to learn and how that learning should be delivered. That place is the Creative Education Division of the Busan Metropolitan Government, working to improve library services and to shape Busan into a city where using English feels natural and accessible. So today on The Interview, we're joined by Mr. Bae Hong-kwon here in the studio, Director of the Creative Education Division. We're going to discuss Busan's educational vision for this year, lifelong learning pathways, and where education, English, libraries, and urban culture meet. AI 기술의 발전과 글로벌 질서의 변화 속에서 교육은 이제 시민 모두의 삶을 지탱하는 핵심 인프라가 되고 있습니다. 오늘 저 인터뷰에선 배홍권 부산광역시 창조교육과장과 함께 아이부터 중장년까지 이어지는 부산의 교육과 영어, 도서관, 도시문화가 만나는 이야기를 나눠보겠습니다. Hello and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Busan Worldwide listeners. I'm Bae Hong-kwon, Director of Creative Education Division of Busan City. And I'm sure that many listeners are already quite familiar to me because I'm also a reporter of All Star English, especially 오늘도 슬기로울 부산 segment. And I'm really honored to join this program and also happy to meet you, Stephanie, again.
Yes. 너무나도 익숙한 목소리입니다. So it's great to have you here with us today. Yes, many of our listeners probably recognize our guests here from All Star English, but it's valuable to hear from you now in your role shaping Busan's education policy more broadly. So thank you so much for joining us this morning for Busan Worldwide. We also have a lot of messages. We have YJ Cho님 messaging 배 과장님 in the house라고 해주셨고요. 김미숙님께서는 안녕하십니까 반갑습니다. 배 팀장님이라고 보내주셨어요. Yes, welcome. Lots of messages coming in for you. Now, you have taken on the role of Director of the Creative Education Division starting this year. So please share how you feel about this new responsibility and please tell us what this division does.
Well, I believe just, introduce overall structure of our division will be really helpful to listeners to understand about our work.
Right.
So we have 5 teams and approximately 30 members. 5 teams are education support team and lifelong education team. And yeah, absolutely English-friendly city team and library support team. And lastly, children's cultural complex team. So as you can see, our work is directly related to support all the students in Busan and also establish a foundation for citizens to have a chance to freely learn what they want and also to make Busan as an English-friendly city as well and also promote reading and building libraries which can be the foundation of all kind of education. And lastly, I believe many of listeners are already quite familiar to 들락날락, Children's Cultural Complex. So we also build and operate this one as well. So like this, as you can see, most of our work is really directly related to citizens' daily life. So I feel really huge burden and at the same time, great responsibility. But I'm really honored to have this kind of chance.
Right. And what stands out is just how closely your work is tied to everyday life here in Busan. I'm sure a lot of our listeners probably visited 들락날락, different libraries, and we know and we have heard about English-friendly city of Busan. And where is that exactly? Is that 들락날락, right?
Yeah, 들락날락.
Yes. So listeners, as you can see, I'm sure a lot of our listeners have visited that 들락날락 as well, but across the city. So yes, it is very important. And I think it really frames education as part of the city's daily experience, not just a separate system only for the young ones here in the city. With the rapid development of AI and the reshaping of the global order, the environment in which our children grow up is changing so quickly, I would say. So in this context, the role of educational administration also seems to be fundamentally changing. So what is the most important key task for your division for you to really focus on in this year?
Well, it's really hard to exactly pick only a few projects because all the projects that we in charge are really important. But because of time constraints, let me share 5 key projects. The first one would be Education Development Special Zone, maybe in Korean, 교육 발전 특구. And the second one would be host 2026 World Library and Information Congress in Busan Sea Library successfully. So 세계 도서관 정보 대회 및 부산 바다 도서관의 성공적인 개최. And the next one would be expand Busan style English education for children and also activate BFM. 이제 부산형 영어 교육을 확대하고 우리 BFM을 활성화하는 것. And next one would be create 들락날락 in various ways and also improve all of the services and education program. So 들락날락을 더 이렇게 많이 조성하고 프로그램을 고도화하는 것. And lastly, diversify and expand the program of lifelong education and increase citizens' participation. So I'm going to share, the follow-up questions.
Right, of course. And what's striking is, as we mentioned, how broad and interconnected these priorities are. I like the third one the best with BEFM in there. Now, since 2024, Busan has been designated as a pilot area for the Education Development Special Zone. So beyond being a simple policy experiment, where will students and their parents begin to feel real, tangible changes this year?
Well, I believe many of listeners quite wonder what is exactly Education Development Special Zone.
Right.
So let me briefly explain about it. This zone is designated by government to facilitate cooperation among local governments, education offices, universities, and businesses to operate an education model, especially tailored to each region's unique characteristics. So this innovative education model can be achieved by government support like deregulation and subsidies, and also government truly expect that this zone will be able to drive regional development. So that's the reason why this one is really important for us. Busan was designated as a pilot area for this one in 2024, and this is the third year. And Busan City implements many projects under this project, such as Busan-style integrated 늘봄. 늘봄 means whole-day caring service.
Right.
And also to foster Busan-style public education and also English education as well. And also innovation of digital education and also to try to raise global talents like that. So fortunately, these all efforts of Busan has paid off. Last year, Busan received the highest rating in the evaluation of Ministry of Education.
Right.
And owing to this evaluation, we can get additional 3 billion won, 30억, in support. So maybe I believe students and parents can easily find and experience diverse changes in their daily life because of this. Just let me give some examples. Support, various 늘봄 programs and also essential daycare expenses because we definitely focus on to minimize the burden of double income families.
Right.
And also we try to enlarge the usage of AI and digital devices in a real classroom. And also we have enlarged many various camps and seasonal schools to enhance basic academic skills. And lastly, like BFM, we definitely try to increase the diverse English education programs. So the designation of this pilot area for this spatial zone will be ended this year. And next year, government will designate formal this spatial zone. So Busan try to designate it as a formal zone in next year.
Right, right. And the fact that Busan has already received top evaluation results, I think adds credibility to that direction. And it's just clear that this is far more than just a policy experiment. And the range of programs, as you mentioned, points to changes that students and parents and families can actually feel in their daily lives. Now, listeners, if you're just tuning into Busan Worldwide, we are in the middle of the interview speaking with Mr. Bae Hong-kwan. As you know, Director of the Creative Education Division. Let me read some of the messages about you. We have 한경남님 messaging in. 배 과장님, 영어도 잘하시고 핸섬하십니다. 하트뿅 이렇게
고맙습니다.
보내주셨는데.
Thank you so much.
그리고요, 조병영님께서는요, 멋집니다. 화이팅, 화이팅 이렇게 보내주셨고요. Sunflower님께서는 이분 BFM 출연자 아니신가요? 네, 맞습니다. You can check him out on All Star English every Wednesday, I believe. So yes, check him out. Now, recently, Busan has been placing significant emphasis on policies towards city libraries. And within this trend, Biblioteca Busan, which received great attention last year, is considered a symbolic example. So could you explain the overall direction of Busan's library policy and the significance of Biblioteca Busan as well?
Yeah, like you mentioned, despite the rapid development technologies like AI, but I do believe, and also our city believe, reading books can be still one of the most important way to learn the way we live. So that's the reason why Busan City tried to implement many policies related to books and libraries. For instance, we try to continuously building public and small libraries, and also we try to expand e-books and also digital contents. And lastly, hosting various events, and especially one of the most representative events would be Busan Sea Library, Busan 바다 도서관. This event offers citizens the experience of reading alongside the Busan Sea, and also making it easier and more enjoyable to read books and create special experiences as well.
I love that.
Especially last year was the first event for this one, and yeah, there will be 10 events at 3 beaches, 광안리, 해운대, and 다대포.
Oh, wow.
And we attracted more than 170,000 citizens.
Wow.
17만 명 이상의 시민이 참여를 했습니다. So this year will be the second year for this event.
Right.
So we plan to enhance of our contents and programs, and we believe this event will be really special experience for citizens. And we will hold this event in June at 밀락 Waterside Park, 밀락 수변공원에서 6월에 개최가 되고요.
네.
And also September at 다대포 Beach, 이제 9월에 다대포 해수욕장에서 개최가 됩니다. So we will provide more detailed information later. So I sincerely ask listeners, please join and have some, interest about this one.
Absolutely. I think events like these, it kind of lowers the barrier to reading by connecting books with the city's natural spaces like 다대포 Beach and Bilak, Waterside Park as well. And I think it makes reading feel both accessible but also memorable. And I like that. You are involved in this work as well. Well, as an extension of these efforts, Busan has been selected as the host city for this year's World Library and Information Congress. So what kind of international event is this? And what changes and mid to long-term opportunities could this bring to Busan?
Yeah, the World Library and Information Congress, in Korean 세계 도서관 정보 대회인데요. This one is really historic event held since 1928, and also especially brings together library associations and stakeholders from all around the world. And surprisingly, this year the event will be held at Busan for the first time in Korea in 20 years, following its 2006 in Seoul. It will be held at Baxco for 4 days from Monday, August 10th to Thursday, August 13th. Approximately 5,000 library professionals, experts, and industry professionals from over 150 countries are expected to participate. Maybe there are so many benefits to host this event, but let me name some of them.
Okay.
Maybe first one would be Busan can be a role as a platform for sharing advanced library operations and programs around the world. And the next one would be it will be really, valuable opportunity to further enhance public and societal interest in libraries. And last one is really important. Last one will be it will attract more tourists.
Of course.
Many of listeners already heard about last year, Busan surpassed 3 million foreign tourists for the first time. And I believe this event could serve as a driving force to, attract more tourists. So maybe this year we can welcome more than 4 million, maybe tourists.
Yes, that's our goal.
So
right?
I sincerely hope participants, listeners have some, interest and support to this program.
Right. And hosting an event of this scale places Busan, I think, firmly on the global map of library and information policy. And just beyond the immediate international attention, it sounds like this could leave a lasting legacy, right? Strengthening professional exchange and public interest in libraries and even cultural tourism, as you mentioned, hoping for 4 million tourists in the city. So that is our goal. Now, with the children's complex cultural space, 들락날락, as we saw on YouTube, also appears to be an important policy focus. So could you share the current progress and the direction or philosophy you especially want to emphasize this year?
I truly believe many of listeners already heard about 들락날락. 들락날락 is a children's cultural complex offering a variety of experiences like reading, digital learning, culture, and even English education. Currently, there are 109 들락날락 in Busan. And this one was recognized domestically and internationally, including winning the grand prize at the UN ASCAP CityNet Awards. And last year, it welcomed over 2 million visitors. So maybe that's the reason why this one is so important, especially for children. And this year, we plan to focus on 2 key areas. First one will be we plan to expand 들락날락 connecting spaces. In Korean, 들락날락 이음 공간.
Oh, okay.
So that more children can use it near their house. This one means city tries to extend its excellent programs to other locations like local kids cafe and other children facilities. And last year, 26 locations were designated, and this year we will increase it to 90. And the next one will be, absolutely about programs, because I already told you that we already provided many programs, and this year we try to improve the quality of programs and also provide tailored programs for each child. So maybe this year we will start a program like AI, especially AI and music, that this one will be really great chance for children.
Absolutely. And the scale and recognition of 들락날락 are impressive. I think it was about 2 months ago, I went to one of the 들락날락s. I wasn't going to 들락날락, but I was passing by. It was a Saturday, and the line, there were parents and kids lining up to go into 들락날락. There were about 30 people in line, and they were waiting before it opened. So I can just tell how much parents love it and how much kids enjoy it as well. So this is great, of course, that it is, of course, loved, but also there's recognition of it as well. So great to hear. Well, education is no longer limited to a certain age group, but has expanded into the concept of lifelong learning. So it's not just about students. So what preparations in Busan or is Busan making to support learning for citizens, including middle-aged adults, and what policy direction is being emphasized this year?
Well, personally, I believe because of the rapid development of technologies like AI, our society is changing so rapidly. So this kind of lifelong education to each one will be really important, and it's really necessary. So in response to this trend, Busan City, together with 16 districts, operates approximately 370 lifelong learning facilities. 이제 370여 개의 이런 평생교육 시설이 부산에 있습니다.
Right.
So you can take a variety of courses, including absolutely English, dance, musical instruments, and cooking, with really affordable prices near your house. Furthermore, for those who wish to take more specialized lifelong education courses, Busan City also operate so-called Busan Citizens University, Busan 시민대학. This year, in collaboration with various universities in Busan, we plan to offer 20 departments on a variety of topics. Absolutely, also include AI as well, media, English, music, etc. These courses will be offered both online and offline. Finally, we also provide lifelong education vouchers, in Korean 평생교육 지원 수강권, to support lifelong education access for underprivileged individuals. Last year, approximately 7,600 people received this vouchers worth 350,000 won. 35만 원의 이 바우처를 작년에 이제 7,600분이 지원을 받았습니다.
Wow, okay.
And we plan to provide similar benefits this year as well. So for more information on this kind of education, visit the Busan City Lifelong Learning Platform website. The address is really simple, lll.busan.go.kr.
Okay, simple. So LLL.
Lifelong, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Lifelong
So
learning.
lll.busan.go.kr if you are interested. And yes, like you mentioned, it really highlights how learning has become a lifelong necessity, not just one-time phase in your life. Well, listeners, if you're just tuning in, we are speaking with Mr. Bae Hong-kwan here in the studio, Director of the Creative Education Division from Busan Metropolitan Government. Now, we do have to talk about this. Among the many initiatives as a creative education division, English-friendly City Busan is also a key pillar. So, beyond simple foreign language education, what changes do you hope this initiative will bring to the daily lives of our citizens and the city's competitiveness?
Well, I believe, especially, you are a BFM listener, you are really familiar to this concept, English-friendly city.
Right.
This one would be, make Busan City as a kind of, everyone can freely learn and use English. So the important thing is, it can be the most important foundation that can make Busan to become a global hub city. To make Busan as an English-friendly city, we have been implemented various projects, especially, expand English education for children and also English communication environment for tourism, business, and residential areas. So maybe that's the reason why we can welcome, lots of tourists, and also we can record really, high index in many world records, and also we try to, become a global hub city right now. And maybe one of the most important change would be, well, it's slightly not fit to your question, but education.
Oh, of course.
Because the most representative project will be Let's Play with English in 들락날락. 들락날락 영어랑 놀자. This one would be providing a free and native, speaker education program. And for the last 3 years, over 10,000 만 명 이상의 children have participated in this program, and they learn English as a really fun and easy way. So I believe, children is our future.
Absolutely.
So this one would be a kind of really important asset for us to make Busan as a global hub city, in the future.
Right, definitely. Anything else?
Maybe the next one would be BFM.
Oh, yes.
BFM is also really important because, just a year ago, we have only 5,000 subscribers, YouTube subscribers, but now we are, we have nearly 170,000 YouTube subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah, not only this kind of growth, but we also provide really interesting and really, good contents that everyone can easily learn English.
Right.
So BFM is also really important achievement for us.
Definitely. And I think, like you mentioned, it's not that English is treated as like a test subject, but it's a living tool. And by connecting early childhood education and media like BFM, I think the initiative seems to aim at changing how citizens actually experience and use language in daily life. I love love that you guys named it 들락날락. What did you call it? The
들락날락 영어랑 놀자.
영어랑 놀자. I like that. So you're enjoying English. It's not just a studying subject or a test topic. So I like that indeed. Well, how is the creative education? Actually, there is a question that I really wanted to ask. So, is there a program that you would especially recommend to listeners that maybe you should try definitely just at least once, kind?
Well, it's a really tough question for me.
Right, of course.
But I strongly recommend 들락날락 if you have a child. But if you don't have child, maybe if you love books, then joining Busan Sea Library would be a really great option because reading books in front of sea definitely, give you really special experience for you.
Right.
And also we have a kind of fixed idea that reading books seems like really tough and boring thing. But, maybe that kind of beautiful scenery give you that, reading books can be really easy and interesting. So
Right.
I strongly recommend to join Busan Sea Library.
All right, I like that. And I think the common thread is the accessibility, right? These programs, 들락날락, over 100 places here in the city. So it's something that you can try easily and it's very familiar, right? Without any pressure. And reading by the sea or the beach is almost romantic, I would say. Well, before we let you go, I do want to ask you today's text topic question. So what is something you've learned that has genuinely helped you in everyday life?
Well, it sounds a little bit boring, but English.
Ooh.
Because English is a really, important tool for us to communicate with foreigners.
Right.
And we are living in global society. So if I can speak English freely, then I can communicate with foreigners. And also in Korea, English can be your strongest tool to get a job or, to differentiate yourself with others.
Right.
So that's the reason why I really love BFM, English Friendly City, and also English itself.
Oh, that was not a boring answer at all. That was a wonderful answer. So thank you so much for sharing. But yes, learning a language, especially English, I think it does help in every aspect of your life. So thank you so much for your answer. And that's going to do it for today's The Interview with Mr. Bae Hong-kwon here in the studio, Director of the Creative Education Division of the Busan Metropolitan Government. 네, 오늘 더 인터뷰에선 배홍권 부산광역시 창조교육과장과 함께했는데요. 과장님, 오늘 함께해 주셔서 고맙습니다.
고맙습니다.
Alright, and with that, we have 베니님 saying, 네, 매주 수요일 저녁 6시 2부 공연에 출연합니다. All Star English. Yes, so you can check him out on All Star English. With that, let's take a quick song break. This is the Jacksons with Blame It on the Boogie.
blaming on the boogie. Don't you blame it, sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on a good time. Blame it on the boogie. Sunshine, moonlight, yeah, good times, boogie. You just got the sunshine, yeah, moonlight, good times, boogie. Don't you blame it, sunshine. You just got the moonlight. You just want a good time, yeah. Oh, blame it on yourself. Sunshine, ain't nobody's fault but yours and that boogie. Oh, not that long. Yours and that boogie. Ain't nobody's fault but yours and that boogie. Dancing on that.
And that was Blame It on the Boogie by the Jacksons. Welcome back to Busan Worldwide. I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday so far. It is already Thursday. Well, listeners, today's question for you is, what is something you've learned that has really helped you in everyday life? It might be academic knowledge. It might be English, like our guest mentioned, or an approach to relationships, cooking, like our PD said, or a perspective that changed how you see the world. 네, 오늘의 문자 주제는요. 이거 알면 살아가는데 정말 도움된다. 이렇게 느꼈던 배움이 있으시면 문자 주시고요. So we have Jenny님 messaging in. 영어 정복하고 싶어요 라고 보내주셨고요. Yes, English is language is not easy, right? It's something that you need to continue learning forever and ever, every single day. But that's just how it is. But it's okay, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. We also have 7950번님 saying 기초 근력 운동은 진짜 배워놔야 할 것 같아요. Like squats or planks, right? 몸이 덜 아프니까 하루 컨디션이 정말 달라지는데요. 병원 갈 일이 줄어들고 또 나이 들수록 내 몸은 내가 관리해야 한다는 걸 실감하게 됩니다. Yes, just knowing how to make sure, how to stretch or do just these simple stretches or works out. So important. Definitely. I agree with you. And April님 messaging in. Hello. Putting myself in other people's shoes. That is not easy, as we can say, but yes, it's so important because if you can put yourself in other people's shoes, then I think it really helps us in our mental state as well. Just understanding others, like why they did that or why they said certain things, right? So yes, I absolutely agree with you. We also have Kim Mi-sung-님 messaging in, Tori-님 messaging in as well. Thank you so much for your messages today. With that, let's jump into today's Busan update. And now it's time for Busan Update. The Busan Tourism Organization is rolling out a series of special promotions to celebrate the Lunar New Year holiday. 부산관광공사는 설 연휴를 맞아 관광객과 시민들을 위한 다양한 명절 프로모션을 운영합니다. So the promotions are themed around the Year of the Horse and include participatory events, traditional cultural experiences, and holiday-themed discounts designed to enhance Busan's appeal during the holiday period. Busan City Tour will offer a 50% fare discount to customers born in the Year of the Horse on February 15th and 16th, while the Busan Super Souvenir Shop will run gift giveaways and social media events. And also at Taejongdae Park's Danubi Plaza, visitors can enjoy traditional folk games such as Yunori, Taegi-Tagi, and Tuho with on-site safety management strengthened during the holiday. Also, Yeongdusan Park will host interactive village events along with discount offers for Busan Tower, including half-price observatory admission for visitors wearing hanbok from February 16th to 18th. More details are available on the Busan or Visit Busan and Busan City Tour websites. That's it for today's Busan Update.
Korea Broadcast Advertising Corporation, Kobaco supports your broadcast advertising production costs. This program is open to small business owners, offering up to 9 million won in support. Applications are open from January 22nd to February 24th at 6 p.m. For more details, visit the Kobako website.
The time is now 11:45 and it's time for Correspondent Reports. Let's turn to Singapore for the latest updates. Our correspondent April is on the line. 네, 오늘은 싱가포르 소식 들어보겠습니다. 싱가포르의 통신원 April 통신원 안녕하십니까?
네, 안녕하세요, 스테파니님. 싱가포르 통신원 에이프릴입니다.
네, 반갑습니다. Welcome, welcome. Lovely having you here. Now, let's jump into our first topic of the day. What was the scale of participation in the Korea-ASEAN Trade Activation Mission and which industries were primarily involved? 이번 한 아세안 무역 활성화 미션에 참여한 기업 규모와 또 주요 분야는 어떻게 되나요?
네, 한 아세안 센터와 한국 수입협회가 주관한 이번 행사에는 식품, 자재, 소비재 등 다양한 분야의 우리 기업 21곳이 참여했습니다. 현지에서는 브루나이와 싱가포르 기업 30곳이 동참해 곧 총 50여 개의 기업이 무역과 투자 활성화를 논의했는데요. 비즈니스 포럼과 1대1 매칭을 통해 우리 기업들이 현지 파트너를 발굴하고 아세안 시장 진출의 발판을 마련하는 실질적인 교류의 장이 되었습니다.
That's great to hear. So organized by the Korea ASEAN Center and the Korea Importers Association, this event featured 21 Korean companies from various sectors including food, industrial materials, and consumer goods. 30 local companies from Brunei and Singapore also participated, bringing together a total of 50 companies to discuss boosting trade and investment. Through business forums and one-on-one matching sessions, the event served as a practical platform for Korean companies to find local partners and establish a foothold in the ASEAN market. Well, what were the specific details of the business forum and industrial inspection conducted in Singapore? 싱가포르 현지에서 진행된 비즈니스 포럼과 산업 시찰의 구체적인 내용은 무엇이었나요?
네, 지난 4일 싱가포르 칼튼 호텔에서 열린 포럼에서는 양국의 무역 동향은 물론 한 싱가포르 자유무역협정 FTA 현황과 정부 정책을 심도 있게 공유했습니다. 특히 이튿날에는 싱가포르의 유통 현장인 라이언스 그로서리를 직접 방문하는 산업 시찰이 진행되었는데요. 우리 기업들은 현지 비즈니스 운영 방식을 직접 확인하며 실제 소비 시장에 맞춘 전략적인 진출 방안을 모색하는 귀중한 시간을 가졌습니다.
그렇군요. 기업들에게 의미 있는 기회였던 것 같은데요. So at the forum held on the 4th at the Carlton Hotel, Singapore, participants shared in-depth insights into bilateral trade trends, the status of these Korea-Singapore FTA, and relevant government policies. The following day featured an industrial inspection visit to Lyons Grocery, a key local retail site. Korean companies had the valuable opportunity to observe local business operations firsthand and explore strategic entry plans tailored to the actual consumer market. So that's a great opportunity for the industry and all the businesses visiting. With that, let's jump into our second topic of the day. Singapore places strong emphasis on workplace safety, and a recent record set by a Korean company, or their company actually, had drawn attention. So what factors contributed to Singapore's development as a model country for industrial accident prevention? 다음 소식 볼게요. 싱가포르는 산업 재해 예방 분야에서 모범 국가로 평가받고 있는데요. 이러한 변화가 가능했던 배경과 주요 성과를 설명해 주시죠.
네, 싱가포르는 2004년 니콜 고속도로 붕괴 사고를 계기로 2005년 산업안전보건법을 제정하여 정책적 전환을 맞이했습니다. 그래서 당시 10만 명당 4.9명이었던 산재 사망률을 2015년에는 1.9명으로 낮췄고 지난해에는 0.92명이라는 놀라운 수치를 기록했는데요. 특히 근로자가 위험을 인지하면 즉시 작업을 중단하고 보고해야 하는 의무를 법적으로 보장하고 이를 실행한 이들에게 불이익을 주지 않는 강력한 안전 문화를 정착시켰습니다.
그렇군요. 무엇보다 작업 중단의 의무를 제도로 보장했다는 점이 안전의 문화로 정착시킨 이 핵심 요인처럼 보이는데요. So triggered by the Nicole Highway collapse back in 2004, Singapore saw a major policy shift by enacting the Workplace Safety and Health Act in 2005. The workplace fatality rate, which was 4.9 per 100,000 workers at the time, dropped to 1.9 in 2015 and reached a remarkable 0.92 last year. In particular, Singapore has established a strong safety culture where workers are legally obligated to stop work and report risks immediately with guaranteed protection against any repercussions for doing so. Well, what were the key factors behind GSENC's achievement of 52 million accident-free man-hours at its Singapore construction site? GS 건설이 싱가포르 현장에서 달성한 무죄해 2,500만 인시 기록의 비결은 무엇인가요?
네, 세계 최대 규모의 빌딩형 차량 기지인 T301 현장에서 달성한 이 기록은 철저한 인력 관리와 시스템의 승리인데요. 하루 평균 2,500명의 대규모 인력이 투입되는 상황에서도 국내 현장보다 20에서 30% 더 많은 37명의 안전관리 인원을 상시 배치했는데요. 여기에 발주처인 육상교통청이 자발적으로 업무를 멈추고 점검하는 세이프티 타임아웃 제도를 적극 운영하며 감시보다는 근로자 스스로 안전을 챙기는 환경을 조성한 것이 주요했습니다.
I see. So achieved at the T301 site, the world's largest multi-level rail depot. This record is a triumph of a really meticulous personnel management and systems. Despite an average daily workforce of 2,500 people, they deployed 37 safety management personnel, 20 to 30% more than typically found at Korean sites on a full-time basis. The Land Transport Authority, the client, actively implemented safety timeouts to halt, work for inspections, creating an environment where workers prioritize their own safety rather than just being monitored. Well, let's jump into our final topic. Singapore is now moving into the space industry. What role will the National Space Office of Singapore play following its official launch on April 1st? And what level of funding has been allocated? 다음 소식 볼게요. 오는 4월 1일에 출범하는 싱가포르 국가우주청은 어떤 역할을 맡게 되며 그리고 또 예산 규모는 어느 정도인가요?
저도 이거 보고 너무 놀랐는데요. 싱가포르 통상산업부는 글로벌 우주 경제 주도권을 잡기 위해 4월 1일 국가우주청 NSAS를 정식 출범시킵니다. 이를 위해 싱가포르 정부는 이미 2억 1천만 싱가포르 달러, 저희 나라 돈으로 약 1,650억 원이 넘는 예산을 우주 프로젝트에 배정해 두었는데요. 국가우주청은 전 세계 우주 기업들을 싱가포르로 유치하는 허브 역할은 물론 산업 성장의 토대가 될 관련 법률과 규정을 정립하는 핵심 컨트롤 타워 역할을 수행하게 됩니다.
그렇군요. So, to take the lead in the global space economy, the Ministry of Trade and Industry will officially launch the National Space Office, NSAS, on April 1st. The Singaporean government has already allocated 210 million Singaporean dollars, so that's over 165 billion Korean won to space projects. The NSAS will serve as a hub to attract global space companies to Singapore and act as a central control tower to really establish the laws and regulations necessary for industrial growth. Well, that's going to do it for today's report coming from Singapore. 네, 싱가포르 소식은 여기까지 듣겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 오늘도 감사했습니다. 스테파니님. 지금까지 싱가포르 통신원 에이프릴이었습니다. 좋은 하루 되세요.
네, thank you so much, April. And that was April based in Singapore, giving us all the latest updates coming from Singapore today. And that's it for today's Correspondent Reports. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Listeners, that's going to do it for everything that we have prepared for you today. Thank you so much. I just want to read one more message about today's text topic question. So it was, what is something you've learned that has genuinely helped you in everyday life? I was thinking maybe driving, but we have Jenny messaging in saying, I think planning in the early morning and reflecting in the evening is a good habit. Yes, I absolutely agree. That's something that I would love to do. I don't do, but I will maybe do. So yes, thank you so much for messaging in. Waking up, planning the whole day, and then wrapping up with reflection in mind. Thank you so much for that. Well, listeners, we'll be back tomorrow at 11:05 a.m. and I hope you have a wonderful rest of Thursday. Bye-bye.